Welcome back to my channel. After a mean weekend at RE, we're back in the garage working on Rx8s. It's all going to be done. Anyway, enjoy. On a quick side note, I have begun ordering parts for this, so give me a month and I'd say it should be good to go. I hope. Okay, so we're a couple of days out of reunion, and even though that was a blast and a whole lot of fun, it's time to get back into this. So I've cleaned these up pretty good. There was a lot of carbon on there, so it was a real pain in the ass, but they're not too bad. That one's been cleaned. All of that hasn't yet, but we do have all new parts. So what I'm going to do now is replace these bearings, and I'm probably going to build the rotors out tonight. And maybe tomorrow I'm going to clean the rest of this engine down, and then we're going to start stacking it, and we can call this engine done, and then it's gearbox, all the rest of it. That car was a lemon at reunion, by the way. But I've already got prices on new starter motor, injectors, all that nonsense. So hopefully a month, maybe 2 months, it should be back on the dyno and doing what it's supposed to. Anyway, we'll get into this. So new bearings here. I've already gone ahead and marked my lines there for the keyway in the bloody whippersnipper, I tell you. It is for that little notch out here, just so you can guide it in from the other side. But I'm not going to film doing this. I'm pretty sure I've time-lapsed it like 6 or 7 times in the past. So I'm going to quickly get these done, and then we're going to start reassembling it and putting all the oil control rings in, the springs, the scraper, around here. Then we're going to put the side seals in, all of that, and get it all ready for tomorrow. So not gonna lie, those were an absolute dog to put in, but all done. So what I'm going to move on to now, the oil control rings. Now this rotor here is the rear rotor, and obviously this is the rear face, because this is where the rear stack gear goes onto. So the springs are colored blue and white. So the blue springs, you can see that little mark there, go on the rear, facing towards the rear of the engine, and white ones, wherever they are, somewhere here, white ones like that, they go on the front of the rotor. So these are always facing the front. So what I'm going to do now is just go through this, get these in. I'm going to still use these casings here. It's going to replace these seals inside of it. So I'll get those all pushed in, then I'll start looking at these side seal springs, possibly even corner seals, gunk them full of Vaseline, and do the other side, repeat, and just leave them until tomorrow, and hopefully it doesn't get too hot. It is actually flipping hot. Hopefully it doesn't get too hot and the Vaseline melts, I want to say, and they will fall out. But we'll go ahead and do these anyway. I'll still have to do the scraper tube. Why do I keep saying that? This thing. Now these springs here are different color again. These are pink. So there is no front back. They lock in, but what you have to do is on the ends, they kick up a little bit. So those need to be pointing up when you put these springs in. Don't point them down. Yeah. So that's why they paint that side, so that needs to be shine once you've installed it. Anyway, I'm going to do this and get back at you. So a few hours have passed, but finally I've got all the seals in there. They're all Vaselined in there and good to go. Corner seals are in, side seals, all the springs, just missing apex seals and the apex seal springs. So what I've got to do now is I need to change the bearings in these stack gears, but these 6-port ones have that grub screw there. which is a real pain in the ass. So I might give it a go tonight, otherwise I'll leave it till tomorrow, and yeah, hopefully get this engine all put together, or at least the keg all bolted up anyway. Yeah, managed to press the bearings out. Those screws are an absolute nightmare. You have to be real careful with those because they're a flat head. If you don't get it right, you start to strip the head, and good luck after that point. So what I have to do is I'm going to line up with that grub screw there, which is the opposite to this big window here. So it's actually on this one. So I'm going to mark this up and then try and eyeball it down to that grub screw, and that will be its home. All done. That wasn't too bad. Grub screws are done back up now. That one there and this one here. So both of those are done. I'm going to go bolt this one into the front iron and then probably call it a night. It's pretty close to 11 o'clock, so I've got work in the morning. So get that done and we'll leave this. All right, it's the next day and we're getting ready to stack this. I've given it a quick cleanup, but we'll see how it goes. Rotors are ready. Got some various seals here, so I'm just going to go for it. All right, it's the next day and we're getting ready to stack this. I've given it a quick cleanup, but we'll see how it goes. Rotors are ready. Got some various seals here, so I'm just going to go for it. Sorry about the fan, but it's stupid hot in here. So I've got to this point. You may have seen in that time lapse I had issues with the water seals on the other side. I went to lay it down and it slipped, so that was a pain. Now someone has actually asked me how you set the timing on this, or how do you know where to place the rotors. Theoretically, with the E-shaft in, they can only really go one way, but on the first one I always point a rotor up, and when I put the rear housing on, I'll point the other one straight down, and that will all line up nicely, and I haven't had a problem with it since. So yeah, so that's how you do that. Second thing you need to remember, this has caught me out once before as well, is you need to remember to get these O-rings in here. So that's stumped me before, and of course silicone the corners here and here. But so far so good. I'm just going to slide these apex seals in, and then we'll close this one up, and then we'll carry on stacking. Okay, got all the apex seals in, all the springs, everything's done. Water seals are in, O-ring is in. So I just need to silicone these up here, and then I've got to put the center plate in, which, if you know, is a real pain in the ass, because you've got to lift this up a little bit, and you've got to go on some real squonk angle and all the rest of it. So I'm going to try and do that now, and then I'll show you. Keep in mind that this rotor is pointing up. The next rotor will be pointing down. So yeah, catch up with you soon. Okay, she's half on. I didn't film it because every time I do, I end up making it 5 times harder than it needs to be. But at the moment, I've just got it sitting up on the dowels here. What I need to do is just make sure that everything is sitting where it's supposed to be before I close it up. Looks pretty good. So I'll push this down now, and then we'll build the second housing. Okay, so she's ready to close up. All apex seals went in. So much easier than what I've had before in the past. But yeah, once again, that's in there, all siliconed up. So I'm going to close this up. I'm going to put the through bolts through, new washers on there. We're going to torque it up, and that's probably where I'm going to leave it tonight. I still need to, clean all that manifold up, clean the SSV valves up. So I'll work on that over the next couple of days. Front cover will be sorted out. I'll get this together. We're going to replace the seal on the rear stack here, and I think we'll just call that where it is. I will check in play before this video is out, so yeah, hopefully it won't take too long. All right, she's all stacked, put back together, bolts are torqued, so I'm just going to go through and do this front stack, get the oil pump back on, and then just probably call it a video there. I won't have the sump on. As I said, the intake manifold needs a good clean up. The SSV valve still needs to be cleaned. But part way there. So it's not too hard to finish this part off from here. But that gearbox and the conversion, that's going to be a whole different story. But yeah, I'll quickly get this together and have a look at it. So going pretty well on getting the front stack all done. Now this gasket here it's not bad, but it's not great. But we're going to throw that in the rubbish anyway, because I did get a new one. So we'll run this one, and then what I'll do is I might give the front cover a quick clean up and get that on and get all the front pulleys back on, and then I'll call it done for tonight. So there it is, it's all reassembled, front cover's back on. Obviously I don't have the flywheel, the clutch on, I don't have the sump on, but I still need to reassemble the rest of this, put all the wiring harness back on top, water pump, oil metering pump, all the rest of it. So that's going to have to happen in another video. But if you learned anything from this, bonus. A lot of it's pretty standard knowledge, but I mean, when I first started doing this stuff, I had no idea. So hopefully it's helped someone. Coming up next on Saturday, I'm doing a mission back out to where the 323 is, the camo one. I'm going to bring home the Rx8, so fully excited about that. So yeah, so stick around for that. That video should be out Sunday, I'd say. Anyway, thanks for watching.